A lot of people tune in to listen to Harold the H. Peacock. He's going to tell us about a story from the jungles of New Guinea, a remarkable Christmas Day wartime story. Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Danny and Damo. It's an exciting time. Only 2 days till Santa.
Oh,
but this story
can't wait.
is actually it's a Santa story from Jungle.
Well, you tell us the Santa story.
Yeah, look, it's a story from the Second World War of a couple of flying Santa Clauses who went out on Christmas Day with a plane load of presents for the troops, but crash landed into enemy territory.
Oh.
Now, Flight Lieutenant Gilbert Richard Isler Corey, he was a grazier from Brayside at Dalveen, south of Warwick. For a while he served with Number 6 Squadron here at Archerfield. His courage was of the highest order, such as when missions were required over heavily defended areas, he preferred to go alone rather than take a colleague into the danger zone as top cover. He was mentioned in dispatches and awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross.
Right.
And then there was Flight Officer Herbert William Tucker. Now, he was a school teacher who lived at Nanango and Farley near Mackay. His father was widely known in the Isis and Bundaberg districts, where there was a well-known phrase which said, as honest as G.B. Tucker, and G.B. being his father. So this is the calibre of the two men this story is about.
Wow.
Now, it was in Bougainville in December 1944 when Australian troops had taken the impossibly vertical Artillery Hill and now faced the Japanese on Pearl Ridge. That's when Number 5 Squadron decided on a Christmas surprise for frontline troops and commandos behind enemy lines. A collection was taken and there was quickly a large supply of puddings, cakes, cigarettes, books and packs of cards, which were added to the latest mail from home. It was to be dropped from a Wirraway aircraft piloted by Flight Lieutenant Corey and Flight Officer Tucker, his observer. Now, as Wirraway come sleigh was loaded with gift-filled canisters on the bomb racks, someone snapped a photograph, which caused a great deal of trouble. You see, both Corey and Tucker were superstitious about being photographed before a mission. But despite the bad weather and the bad omen, the bear took off at 10:45 on Christmas morning, 1944. Now, clouds soon pressed the plane down to only 20 feet above the treetops. This is a jungle out in Bougainville. Now, and suddenly, the engine began to lose power. Now, just on the point of stall, Corey managed to set the Wirraway down on a small cletch. The wings were torn off and the engine was twisted sideways, but the plane, fortunately, didn't burst into flames, which would have alerted the Japanese. Corey crawled out of the wreck with gassed legs and 4 broken ribs. Tucker's legs were also cut and his hand seemed to be broken. Now, almost immediately they heard voices, so they crawled into the jungle and hid. Then both heard quite clearly, they heard, "Hello, America! Hello, America! Me friend, where you?" Moving to the edge of the undergrowth, the Australians counted 17 local villages. One of the locals was called Joseph, who was mission-educated and spoke pidgin English. Now, the natives then carried the injured men up a nearby 500-foot cliff to their village. Now, they'd waged war on the Japanese for ages. Some boasted 20 kills. There were stories of rows of Japanese skulls in the huts. In any case, Corey and Tucker enjoyed a Christmas dinner of sweet potato baked in banana leaves, followed by dessert from the undelivered Christmas hampers. Now, that evening, Joseph conducted a church service in pidgin and prayed for the Australians' safe deliverance. The hymn, "O God, our help in ages past," was beautifully sung by the natives in their own language. So this was Christmas Day, 1944, in the jungles of Bougainville. Now, while Corey and Tucker were living with the natives, several times the Japanese came within just 4 miles of position. And when an Australian rescue party was approaching, it was set to be intercepted by about 60 Japanese. But 30 of the natives, armed with bows and arrows, 4 captured Japanese rifles and hand grenades, took up positions on a steep ridge and blocked the enemy, allowing the rescue to happen. Now, Corey and Tucker They emerged from the jungle after 2 weeks, and they ensured that they never had their photo taken before a mission ever again.
Wow.
Now, after the war, Gil Corey went back to his property at Dalveen near Warwick, and Bill Tucker became a school teacher in Bundaberg. And this is a Christmas story, Danny, with a difference with that I bet you've never heard.
Never heard before. 6 squadrons still exist. 1 and 6 squadron operate under the what they call 82 wing, which is where the Hornets are at RAF Base Amberley. So 6 squadron is a very famous squadron, and that was what Gilbert Corey was from 6 squadron.
Well, he served with a number of squadrons. When he was at Archerfield, he was with 76 Squadron, when he was up Bougainville, it was number 5 Squadron.
I knew a bloke who used to fix the planes in 76, Garth Andrews. He was in 76 Squadron. Mate, you've done it again, and we'll be speaking to you again next week.
In fact, Danny, I knew Garth Andrews as well. He was very big in the surf lifesaving down the Gold Coast.
He was. Garth, multi-millionaire, retired.
Very
about
good
40.
man.
Did a lot for people.
He was a travel agent.
Gave a lot of money away. Very generous man. A lovely man, and he's passed, and we named the hangar Garth B. Andrews after him down there at the Gold Coast.
In fact, the first rescue helicopter on the Gold Coast was bought by Garth on one condition, that he got to fly it. So he's a good man.
All right. Okay, so how do we hear this story or see this story?
Yes, you can. This very special World War II Christmas Day story, go to historyouthere.com. That'll be posted in the morning with a bit more detail and photos. There's amazing souvenirs they brought out of that jungle as well. Japanese swords and binoculars and stuff. Some great info that I'll be able to add to this story. But Danny, I want to give a call out to probably our follower and listener who is the first to like everything that's posted every single day.
Yes.
It's Brenda down on the Gold Coast. So, hello, Brenda. Thanks for your support. I love you. Merry Christmas.
Good on you, Brenda. Merry Christmas, and thank you for your support. You have your ears tuned to West Bremer Radio at 8:23.